Damaged by you, damaged by me. I'm confused, don't wanna be confused.
Oh, Jesus.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
We're back for another episode of Art Damaged. Here once again with our sponsor, Zach Pedley from the North Brewery.
Hi, Zach.
What up, guys?
How's it going today, Zach?
It's going great. I'm having a great week.
Cool.
Weekend. Started a new week. Things are going to go pretty good this week, I think. Positive thoughts.
Yeah.
Cool.
Think through it.
Well,
Vision board it.
Yeah. Dreamers. Like dreaming it. But I'm probably going to bring you guys down this week.
okay.
We got an artist, a modern artist, one would call. It's a performance artist.
Something we have not discussed yet.
No. And we always are open to new ideas here. Everyone is, right? What is art? Is theater art, right?
Sure.
Well, we'd agree theater is art.
Yeah.
All of us would.
Yeah,
And
because
some-
there's decent writing behind it.
What if
Yes.
it was like a...
People that go to school for training.
Right, what if it was like a one-man show? Like, would you go see a one-man show?
Well, I'd go see Oh Hello. It's a two-man, one-man show.
Two-man, one-man show?
Yeah.
Is like...
It was
when
very
they
good.
do I'm going to royally fuck this up, but like the Vagina Monologues, is that like a one-woman show?
No, I think that's multiple women.
Multiple women, but one
'Cause it's
person's on
monologues.
stage
No, I think
at a
that
time?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know
I've
anything
never
about it.
watched it.
Is their vagina giving a monologue?
They're speaking as though their vagina is giving a
Right.
monologue.
Okay.
That is
So-
awesome.
Sadly,
Probably
they don't dress
not.
up in costumes.
I'll probably skip that one.
Probably
you
a lot
know?
of weird stories from high school going on.
I think it'd be more entertaining if it was Muppets telling it, and they were
Yeah.
vagina Muppets. You know,
Vagina
Vagina
Muppets. Ooh.
That would be
Hi, guys.
something. Oh,
Now that would be
I think it's
great
more this
performance art, but that's not what we're here to talk about today, are we?
no. Well, we got a Serbian princess.
Should we plug our shit before?
Oh,
we
yes.
start
Yeah, we're gonna
into
do
the
that.
Do
discussion?
that.
I'm Josh Ruff at joshruff.com on all the things. www.joshruff.com. We're here at Renaissance Studios at RS Tattoo NY on Instagram.
Hi guys, Reggie Cuvelier here. You can find me at Reggie Inks on Facebook, Instagram. Not really Twitter because that gets boring because it's mostly politicians and comedians yelling at each other. But Patreon is fun. You can give me $1 for $1 a month.
Cool. I'm Zach Pedley from the North Brewery. Find us on Facebook, the North Brewery. Also, my private account on Instagram is I Like My Beers Ratchet. Also, you can find me on TikTok, where I'm somewhat of a star, called Chomp88. Come check us out.
Come find me.
go find Zach at Chomp88. I'm Christina. You can find me at Christina_Maslar on Instagram. Christina Maslar on Facebook. You can find me here. You can find me at home. You can find that guy there too.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I'm Bam Maslar. I'm a painter. You can find me at Bam_Maslar on Instagram or www.bamburnsthings.com. Co-owner of Crucible Gallery, www.crucibleartgallery.com.
So there we have it. All right, who's this bitch we're talking about tonight?
I'm going to mispronounce her last name, but it's Marina Abramovic.
Into the front of the mic.
Marina Abramovic.
Yeah, like where you store boats. That's what her first name
Okay,
is.
Marina.
Sweet.
She's famous Serbian performance artist. She got notoriety for a couple of big performance artists she did with her boyfriend Ule. We're going to talk about a couple of those. We're also going to talk about her sculptures as well, so I can appease you guys, so it's not just something absurd.
Oh, I'm sure this whole
I'm sure
episode
they're
is just
all
going to be
absurd.
absurd.
Well,
I feel like the sculptures are probably... Well, I
Well,
don't know much about her.
we're-
Maybe,
we're
maybe
try-
I will like her.
we're trying to be open.
Yeah,
right?
I'm going into this open-minded.
Open-minded. Let's get into it. I'm going to pull up and read about her, how old she is. I believe she's in her 80s now.
She was in her
No,
70s. in
74.
74 now. She is a conceptual performance artist, writer, filmmaker. Her work explores body art, endurance art, and feminist art. Yeah, so let's get into that.
The grandmother of performance art.
When was she
Grandmother.
born?
She was born.
Oh, we got a drink.
Oh.
We've got
She was born.
1946.
1946.
Actually, we don't
She
usually
old.
treat the
Drink
people
again.
are alive like a bio episode. But
She's
whatever.
a-
We'll
she's
drink to
alive,
that.
though,
She's
today.
born and still alive.
Still alive.
Not like most female artists that we cover who die of sadness.
Right.
And never get recognition.
And loneliness.
Occupation.
Yeah, but I think the
Poor.
difference is from
And loneliness and stuck in an asylum because they were like, oh, she makes things?
Yep.
She must be crazy.
Right.
burner.
How I found her out, we'll talk about the piece that we'll talk about at the end, but how I found her out was this, she sat for 700 hours, and people came in the Museum of Modern Art, and I guess they paid to see her sit in front of other people for 700 hours. People come and go.
not in a row though.
Not in a row.
Obviously.
It was like a 9 to 5 at the moment, something like that. Show up, you sit quietly.
What? No, she should have had to sit there for 700 fucking hours.
Was she going
If-
to
if
shit
that's
herself, Bam?
Performance art.
Then she would be David Blaine, and he's
Right.
a magician. He's a sorcerer.
How do you advertise that you're going to sit still for 700 hours, but only 9 to 5, Monday through Friday?
Same way they do the...
That's called my job.
Right, but the
That's called
same
the
way they do...
DMV.
We'll watch a video of it later.
Yeah, we
Okay,
will. We're
okay.
same way when you do like chess, right? The game's not over with, but you can't expect these guys to play until 1 a.m.
Why?
because it's a mental game. It's a mental game. There's
There's
mental-
intermissions, is what he's saying.
There's
Right.
intermissions.
But that's my whole point. If that's your selling point of the show,
I don't think that's a selling point, though. It's some made up bullshit, like it is with most of these things.
Sure. But let's go back to what is theater versus what is not.
So she got famous for disassociating for 8 hours at a time.
Yes.
I worked at a call center. I do that very
I think she was
well.
famous before that.
She-
though,
she
'cause
was.
That was 2010.
Yes,
True.
that was like her
I
last
ignore people
huge
for
art.
8 hours a day easily.
Where she ends up doing this rhythm 10, rhythm 5, all these like poetry and
This is in the 70s.
yes, in the 70s. But this is not something we're not gonna go deep in on this. This is just stuff that got her started. She's also a philanthropist. So was she independently wealthy beforehand?
I think you would fucking have to be to do this kind of shit all day.
That's what I was curious. Like, how did she get started? Because you brought up the 700 hours
Right.
at the MoMA. Like,
Right.
you don't just roll up to the MoMA and be like, "Yo, I'm gonna sit here."
No.
There's the one where she put weapons in front of people and sat there.
And then you can
They
do
could
whatever you want to her.
And
Are we
someone
gonna
tried to shoot
so
her.
Are we gonna talk about that too?
Yeah.
Okay.
We will
Let's-
talk about that.
Sweet.
well, here's some things about her upbringing.
Yeah.
When she
My
was a
mother
child,
and
her mother
father had
beat
a
her
terrible-
for supposedly showing off. She described her mother took complete military-style control of me and my brother. I was not allowed to leave the house after 10 o'clock at night until I was 29 years old.
Wow. Well,
Why were you still home at 29 years old? If that's
that's
the problem?
Serbia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
your
A lot of
mom
those-
beat the shit out of you if you tried.
Well, she wasn't married, so why wouldn't she still be at home?
She wouldn't be able to leave.
My mother and father had a terrible marriage, describing an incident when her father smashed 12 champagne glasses and left the house. It was the most horrible moment of my childhood.
That's one hell of a mic drop to leave the house. Smash a whole dozen
I hope he
champagne
did them
glasses.
one at a time,
Yeah.
just dramatically. Just
And I hope he counted, too.
Yeah.
At the same time. 1, 2,
Someone had to.
3.
that's where she got her flair for performance.
So she was a student at the Academy of Fine Arts.
So far, I like his performance art more than hers.
1965, 1970. She competed in postgraduate studies at the Academy of Fine Arts in Zagreb,
It's Croatia.
Croatia. Then she returned to Saudi Arabia. She returned to Serbia.
Very different places.
Very different. She probably wouldn't be welcome there. She returned to Saudi Arabia in 1973.
Serbia.
Saudi Arabia. And then she
Serbia.
gets married.
You can tell
She-
how much we've studied this girl
we have
so
not.
far.
It's mostly about the performance art. So she gets married in 1971.
Was that
1976.
also performance art?
She went to Amsterdam to perform a piece. Yeah, that wasn't performance art.
Her wedding was performance art.
Her wedding.
Was also performance art. Is what she's saying.
Oh, okay. That's pretty sweet. Fake marriage.
No, that's the performance part. It's real,
Oh, it's real.
but she's not into it.
She's not.
In 2016, she stated that she has had 3 abortions throughout her life, adding that having children would have been a disaster for her work.
Yeah, this actually got her a lot of controversy with stating that because, I mean,
People like kids.
kids, and then you're saying that you killed them because
It was getting in the way of her sitting down and not talking for 8 hours straight.
8 hours a day.
she also was
Yeah.
quoted.
Well, I mean, after like hour 3, I feel like you'd scream for the kid to shut up and just ruin the whole.
let's read the
whole
actual
show.
quote that what she said here. Stop crying. I had 3 abortions because I was certain that it would be a disaster for my work. She said because it takes so much of her energy already to do her work, and we all know children require lots of energy. So when we get to the piece of her putting weapons in front of her and just standing there,
Well, this half of the table has kids. This half doesn't. So,
Yeah.
I mean, does it drain all your energy and you can't do performance art?
absolutely.
Kids?
I mean, you got to make time for it, you know, like
Well, yeah, let me
Time
follow
to
do
you.
your
performance
thing.
art.
You do. I mean,
or just whatever you want to do in general, you know.
I've had in the last, so Harrison's 5 now, and 3 years ago, I had to start staying home because Abby had to go back to work and start getting insurance for us. And because I run my own business, we don't have insurance, so she goes back to work, and then I have to stay home with Harrison till 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I am like ecstatic come June 20th. Abby's off for the summer, and Harrison goes when he goes to school in the fall, he'll be all day. So I'll be able to arrive to the brewery right at 10 o'clock. So it's going to be awesome. I'm going to hear way more, and I can't wait. I'm like super fucking happy about this situation. Not happy about not
Have you
spending time with my
pre-planned
kid.
out your performance art? For
I thought you were going to say you're happy to have more you time. Not,
No, I
I'm
want to
going
be
to come
back
to work
at work.
earlier.
I want to be back at work.
Well,
so I
that's
can
probably
spend
how
time.
he's going to get me time.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome. Plus, I have
Me
that
time with the bidet.
and I have time. I have a day in my house, but I'll have time to start that performance art that I've always been talking about. Hot yoga in the brewery.
Right in the middle of the street,
Ooh, shut
middle
it
of Washington
down.
Ave, when they
Shut-
put that thing down the
the
middle
median?
of the Ave. Yeah.
So
Nice.
let's go
Congrats.
into the first thing I sent. We'll talk about some of her sculptures. We'll just
Okay.
look at them first. So this is a
That's a
green
shelf.
dragon lion.
A shelf,
Lying,
yeah.
Green dragon lion.
Green
All
Dragon
these
Line?
that we're looking at today were on Google Arts and Culture here, so you can
Take
kind
a
of
look
look
for
at these.
yourself.
Are you sure we're not looking at Amazon for a shelf with like
I mean,
2 bookends?
yeah, I think you could make that argument. You know, like
You could,
yeah.
but I mean,
Material?
this is still material.
Is it like bronze or
I should
marble?
say. I think it might be.
You know?
I
I think
Like
it's mostly made of
derailing.
bullshit, but it's got a nice green color to it.
Wish.
mineral iron,
Iron,
copper.
copper, and mineral.
Pretty cool. I mean,
But
honestly,
it's an installation. You know,
installation. This
Yeah.
is something we've talked about on the show before with different sculptures that have been out in the public. So I could definitely. Can you imagine that at the brewery? A nice shelf for your beer.
yeah,
Someone would
it'd be
sit on it.
functional.
It's functional, but it's still you would still consider this art.
Yeah,
Frank would lie on it.
I wouldn't consider it art. I'd consider it a fucking shelf that you
Yeah.
set your beer on.
I have
Okay.
That
I have a
kind of
shelf.
looks like it has one of those neck brace things that people use when you're doing an autopsy.
Yeah.
You know?
I have a shelf like that in my bathroom above the toilet, but it's white.
Is that where you keep your toilet paper?
No, it's
That's where I keep magazines I don't read.
Reader's Digest.
Yeah, yeah.
it's where I have an air plant because it doesn't support much weight.
Okay, so shelves.
Why is
I like
the-
how they have the little border.
I was about to say, why is there a border?
Because it's very.
Probably so
They don't want
assholes like
you.
us don't
This
touch
is-
Yeah, they don't want you to put your coffee on it while
Yes.
you're enjoying things at the museum.
This is what they
Wait,
do.
so you don't
at
climb,
MoMA.
climb on the modern art and fart?
Well, they do this at MoMA at a lot of pieces that are up there.
Something tells me you've
Climb
done that
under it.
before.
They do this at MoMA with a lot of art exhibits. This is, I'm assuming that's just so no one touches it or puts their coffee cup there.
Yeah,
or sits
that's
on it
exactly
because they
what
think
is.
it's a bench.
Because that's exactly what I would do. Is I would walk by and just put a cup down because I'd be like, oh, a garbage,
have-
Yeah, a
garbage
shelf.
shelf.
You'd have a 4-year degree person that has who's an art curator. that flip the fuck out of you.
Actually, that's some art installation.
They probably have a setup.
Us
where
in the
our alarm
Philly
goes.
Museum, where that one woman followed us from like room to room for like 7 rooms in a row, and just being like, guys, you can't point that close.
She spotted you guys and knew you were trouble.
Well, we're like the only ones in that section.
But we're standing there, and she's like, hey, your finger should be more than 18 inches away from the painting. We're like, here. I'm like,
Yo, you fucking see that, bro? Get in there and look at that. Oh, sir. But you're
really
right.
good.
She totally heard me fart trying to climb underneath the fucking installation sculpture. There was a spot where it's like, put your head here, and I'm like, oh, okay. And then, of course, when you get back up, you go.
Oh no! It was soon as you crouched down. I'm pretty sure I caught it on video.
Hey, what's in here?
The only thing hanging out of the sculpture was your ass.
Yeah, we used to have culture until we got art damaged.
It's like
It's the name of the podcast.
Two artists go to a museum of modern art. Take all you guys to a museum of modern art and watch you all implode. What the fuck is this shit?
I went there in
But
high
this-
school. It was, yeah.
But this is
I
something
got kicked
though-
out of there in high school.
Really?
Yeah.
But this is something though that you'd be like, okay, it's functional. I'm not that pissed off at this.
It's functional,
Yeah,
but how much did it cost?
Yeah, how much are they selling this shit for? Is what
I don't
wanna
even think
know.
it's for sale. I think it's priceless.
$19.99 on Amazon.
Yeah, I mean, basically, you could find the exact replica of it on there for that much.
Yeah.
And use
Go
it.
to the next one, the Black Dragon. Ooh, fuck.
Oh, smaller ones.
Smaller ones.
Okay,
smaller ones.
so in
Black
tea candles?
Dragon.
in keeping in theme, my shower has little shelves like that where I can put soap bars on.
But that looks like a salt
I
lamp.
mean, they look like bars of soap, kind of. Or, yeah, like a
Or is
salt
that
lamp.
fucking quartz? Did that bitch spend lots of money on quartz
I'm thinking.
to put it
That's
on
what-
the
look how
wall?
bad you just
Scrolling,
got.
scrolling. Oh,
She bought it pre-cut.
Pink
Yep,
quartz,
pink
green
quartz, green
quartz.
quartz,
Jesus
metal brackets.
Christ. Do you know how
lucite
much
That's what the
money?
performance it is now. It's a
Oh
flex.
my God.
It's like, hey, I just carved this into. What are you gonna make the sculpture out of? Oh, you'll see.
That
Just
thing
a little square.
probably cost her thousands of dollars
Yeah.
to make.
I love how
This
out
is
of
what I
all-
want to know is how does this bitch like have enough money to do this? Because it
Out-
sounds like she didn't grow up in a great like wealthy household.
my
One piece of that quartz probably could have fed her family for 15
I don't
years.
know.
Yeah.
Think about it. Think about it though. Does any of us here have 12 champagne flutes? Maybe she did come for money.
Yeah, maybe she did.
Maybe.
I mean,
All that.
Well, they don't have 12 champagne flutes anymore.
He probably just had crates and crates and crates of champagne glasses. Be like, you thought the time I brought smashed 10 champagne glasses was bad.
That's his
Bring
thing
it,
he does
bring it.
every time he
Yeah,
gets
wait
angry.
till you bring home another shitty report card. You're gonna have 12 champagne glasses.
You're
By the
gonna
way,
sweep it up.
the new joke for measuring how doinked you are is by how many champagne glasses you've broken.
am I the only one who just caught Zach pull a crawler from under his chair and just start pouring more
No,
beer?
there's been.
Tis the season,
Yeah,
damn.
you just got
It's
here.
the season.
It's the season.
Cool.
All right, so
We're
we got
at about
these,
3
so
champagne glasses right now.
we've got some nice wall art. You could probably put this up. I mean,
More shelves,
more shelves
just
or
made out
bathroom
of very
shelves.
expensive material.
But also not big enough shells to put shit on.
No,
I mean, you can put
I
your
love
weed
how-
pipe on there.
I love how all of the shitty things that this person has done, this is what pissed you off the most.
Because I fucking own quartz and I know how expensive it is. That's just some straight up bullshit.
That's a big block of quartz too.
That is a
for
large
each
block
one.
of quartz.
You think
Imagine
she
how
cut
much
it?
more she had to cut down or had somebody to cut down to
Sand
get
blasted
that
off.
fucking shape. She wasted so much quartz.
how neat it looks.
Christina likes rocks, if
I
you
like
can't tell.
rocks and plants.
Often tested the
Just not
limits
crack rock.
of audience interaction as well as her own personal.
How are you supposed to interact with it though? Are you,
You
supposed
just stare
There's
at it.
no taped line. Maybe she wanted to see if people were gonna fuck with this one.
No,
Dude.
yeah, touching it.
You know one of us would climb it like a Six Flags rock wall.
Am I supposed to climb this? Is that the
I'm
performance?
confused.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's nothing
Am I
roped
supposed
off.
to see the rest of the art? Like you climb up and to look around.
So, speaking about that, talking about the MoMA, who here wants to take this on a road trip to go see the MoMA in person in New
I
York?
could probably be down
I
for
don't.
that.
Did you say you don't?
I don't.
He hates
The amount of
modern art.
people around
I
Stars
hate New York
Night.
City in general.
Oh
so.
well, that's fair. I go to the third one here. Let's check out the third one here.
All right, so we'll walk around with a giant iPad.
This is what we talked about earlier. This is clean the mirror.
Oh,
this is,
yeah,
This
okay.
is her scrubbing a human.
These are videos.
These are videos. This is when she's scrubbing a human skeleton, and they all have audio, and they're all playing simultaneously.
They all overlap.
They all overlap.
Like scrubbing it to make noise,
Yeah,
just like that.
she's
It's like some
cleaning it off.
ASMR shit or something.
Just that, like,
Yes, there's soap. This was very similar to the one when I went to the MoMA in Boston. There was a guy doing body contorting, and it was on loop. And that's what this is. It's on a loop.
Yeah, it's this
cleaning
one.
the mirror. Yeah.
Consisted of 5 monitors playing footage in which Abramovic scrubs a grimy human skeleton in her lap. She vigorously brushes the different parts of the skeleton with soapy water. Each monitor is dedicated to one part of the skeleton: the head, the pelvis, the ribs, the hands, and the feet. Each video is filmed with its own sound, creating an overlap.
How is that cool? Like, I know people who do that. Like, they just have human skeletons and they have to clean
Okay,
them.
well, this 3-hour performance is filled with metaphors of the Tibetan death rites that prepare disciples to become one with their own mortality.
This is also challenging the audience. They're
Challenging to do what?
to watch
To sit through this
It's
bullshit.
probably
for an hour and a half.
Well, it's probably sensory overload because you got 5 monitors and 5 different audio
To
tracks
watch
going
somebody
at once.
clean?
A skeleton, though.
Skeleton.
It's so zoomed in. It's barely like I can tell it's a rib cage. Other than that, like
Top's the skull. The skull.
5-channel video installation with monitors, color, and sound.
I love the terminology. It's like this is like where craft beer is right now. When you look at other breweries, this is creating the installation.
It
So,
just makes me think of, do you remember in The Office when Gabe is in charge of the Halloween party and he just basically loops a bunch of videos together like the Ring movie, you know, the One Ring video? And people are like, this is making me uncomfortable. It's like that, but
right,
they
but-
call it art.
So if we wouldn't have that scene if it wasn't for her.
I'm okay with trying. Yeah, maybe
I'm more or less thinking.
that's the thing is this is 2010. I think that was earlier.
Oh, that's right. Oh,
I think this
This
is like
might be
95.
I thought it said
Gabe
Yeah, we're jumping
inspired
around here.
her.
this
No,
is 95.
95.
Oh, okay.
So we're
Oh,
95. I tried to pick pieces. I believe the shoe one. I believe is one of her earlier works. That's the next one.
Shoe?
Yeah, she does.
Am I
these
the only
jade
one that
shoes,
likes
I
it?
believe. I'm not against what we've seen so far. I mean, like it's sculpture in some way.
To
can
me,
make
it'd be
it
more
under-
interesting.
I do like this one since there's a skull involved.
To me,
Well,
it'd be
yeah.
more interesting if it
Big
was like
skull.
it'd be more interesting if it was like 1985 tube TVs instead of.
I'd find it more interesting if it was just like paintings, you know, like a series of paintings like this.
Do you guys think if I put 5 TVs in here, like of me playing video games throughout my life, like that would be a good piece to have in here?
I mean, I'm sure you could come
Here.
up with some bullshit narrative to sell that as a modern art installation.
You
Have
have
you-
5 different videos of yourself playing games?
I don't know. I'd have to take a. I mean, it's
I don't have
definitely
any.
there. I know there's a family VHS tape out there of me playing Super Nintendo or the regular
Nice.
Nintendo. So
Have you ever watched the movie? It's a documentary called The Nightmare.
no.
It's about a bunch of people that have sleep paralysis, and one dude was getting it so bad, he figured out that his TV on White Snow kept him at bay for a while, and then it stopped working. So then he put another TV on Snow in his room until he had a whole wall of fucking TVs.
He had like 27
playing
TVs.
Snow, and then finally he was just like,
That sounds
"This
like
is
mental
ridiculous."
illness to me.
So he took him away, and he's like, it's just going to kill me one day, and I know it. I'm like, it seems like there's some other kind of fix-it that you can go between 30 TVs and dying from sleep paralysis.
It's called
you know?
mental health care.
Yeah.
Drugs. It's called drugs. You him doped up. All right, let's move on. Let's see what we
Liquid
got
care.
next.
Get him doinked before he goes to bed.
Okay, now we got these shoes. Actually, I'm quite fond of this one.
Again with the fucking quartz.
Yeah.
She's ruining quartz.
I'm quite
This is
fond of
1991. This is amethyst.
Amethyst is just another kind of quartz.
I'm quite fond of
Huge
this because
amethyst.
I'm like,
I have never seen
All right.
Christina this well, except at home.
You're just
this
so
angry.
offended by the use of minerals.
I
and-
just know how expensive this shit is
shoes for departure.
that she put
Those
her
are
feet in them.
gigantic, though. If that's amethyst, that's worth some money, right?
It
Like,
is. It is.
As a raw
I just
mineral.
want to put those on and like
Yes.
kick somebody with it.
Yeah, I don't think you'd be able to
Again,
lift them.
thousands of dollars to rub her feet on.
Yeah.
Just as a statement.
I wonder if it was like you can walk up and place your feet inside of them and get like.
I mean, it's
athlete's
on the
foot.
floor, so probably.
I don't see a white.
There's probably a banner like a foot away. Like, don't even fucking think about it. This is like a few $1,000s of amethyst.
Each
What size are they?
I don't know.
22s.
Scroll down.
About 12 champagne glasses.
12 champagne glass. Nothing.
It's in Amsterdam.
This is frustrating.
Well, that's what we do here, and that's what I bring to the table. Just let's talk about other people's art.
Well, that's what we
Hang on a
do
second.
every week.
Well, I mean, art that you guys would normally not talk about, right? You guys wouldn't be talking about this specifically.
Probably not.
Fuck no.
Okay. Perfect. Now let's go to the one that's really going to set. It's already set Josh off earlier. It's counting. Oh yeah, here we go. This is counting rice. Counting the rice. Set up. I believe this was
What?
over a period of time. This is over a period of time at the Mona,
What?
and people can come in and watch people count rice. So this is now we're going to get off the rails here.
What?
Yeah.
What?
So you pay to enter this room at an art
It's an
museum.
exercise.
It's an exercise. You pay, and this is going on. So you pay like.
Do I get at least like a bowl of white rice at the end to eat?
This is uncooked. So
Well, yeah, but is the end result like
Well,
here's your 100 kernels?
this is set up like so. You
There
go
is no end
to an art
result.
museum. You pay your $25 to walk around, and then there's like a room. I'll just say, oh, Marina is here, and she's doing a performance, and this is an extra $25 to go in and watch.
Yeah, for $25 I want a bowl of rice.
Yeah, but Bam, come on. I mean, just
better be the
everyone be
best
serious.
bowl
For,
of rice.
like, just in this though, you would pay that to be like, what the fuck are they doing?
No,
You,
no, I wouldn't.
Zach, I have
know.
to say I'm offended that there's Asian people counting rice here.
There's some white people there,
Yeah.
and they're counting them with chopsticks. But like you would, this is something that you would go and be like, I know I would be like, all right, I'm gonna pay $25 to see this.
I would let you pay for my ticket.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. I'm not that.
I would feel
Yes, you
instantly
are.
ripped off if I walked in this room and like, this is what I paid
Hold on.
$25 for.
You are.
I paid
You-
$110
For a man's t-shirt.
for a man's T-shirt. I'd probably pay to have you guys go in and take a look at this.
Yeah, you wouldn't pay the $25 to go in alone. You would pay for all of us because you want the company and to
I would
hear
try
what
to
our
haggle
reaction.
at least.
Yeah.
I would say, how about for the 5 of us,
$40.
$40? And they're like, no. I would go high. Okay, $80 for the 5 of us.
Or you could
$80.
just be like, this is my group.
$82.50.
I work with underprivileged special needs adults that just love
Reggie,
art.
come here and say hi.
Oh, that would be
Have
horrible.
a nice
I'm
day
waiting
for
for
a
you
very nice boy.
to say some
Okay.
line that get this show canceled into some voice.
There it goes.
So yeah, this is performance art, right? Counting rice. What do you? So everyone is against this in this room. I'm not for this, but I would pay to see this because it's there.
Okay, so
I want to know how much the rice
Tip-
counters are getting paid, first of all.
one, yes.
They're
Tip-
probably getting paid.
typically there's
Yeah, they
supposed to-
fucking better be, dude.
yeah.
Our
Typically,
interns.
typically there's supposed to be like a meaning behind performance art. Like what did
Well,
she grasp at with this?
Go to the Wikipedia page. 'cause
This is
there's
like a sadder version of those people that are in like countries that get paid to just divvy up cocaine in their underwear, but it's rice.
Yeah.
They have
well,
to
maybe
count
this is
rice.
a take on that. Maybe it's a take on.
Okay, but that's what I'm curious. Like
Let's find out.
It's
what straws is she grasping at?
What's the Mitch Hedberg joke about rice? Rice is really good when you're hungry and you want 30 million or something. Or something like that. That's what it reminds me of.
No, we're too far. This is before
Okay.
the Ule thing. Cleaning the mirror. Wait a second.
Yeah.
Are we missing it?
Oh, it's got to be down here.
I have it saved.
Oh, there's a section of refused proposals here. We're going to have to come back to that.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that's also her controversies too.
So there was actually things that she came up with that they were like, "Fuck no."
Even they were like, "This is
Dude,
bullshit."
this is a 3-year thing.
my
Oh, wait, no.
God.
No, 3 or 4 month thing. Never mind.
Okay.
You have to count all the rice.
Did they shit themselves during it?
They had a break. There was intermissions.
And why do they have headphones? Are they not supposed to hear each other, or
You don't want to lose count.
Yeah, it's for the guy.
Yeah, right.
It's for the guy who can't count silently. 1, 2, 3.
All right, it's
Let me see if I can find
no, I can read this for you guys. The table is
not here.
embodiment of the performance staged by Marina Institute that involves counting grains of rice for 6 hours or more. The type of physically demanding experiment for which contemporary artist is known for. And this is her quote. I want to create something austere, but also beautiful that speaks to Marina's work. Wait, this is not her. I fucked up. It's not her.
What?
You found
There's
a different
more
rice
rice
counting.
people?
Yeah, somebody else.
Not to be confused with. Uh-oh.
All right.
More rice people.
Oh my god.
All right, here. This is it. This takes place in December 5th, 2014. Okay. Marina counting rice exercise allows you to do just that. You're looking for an escape. This is the art installation for you.
Wait, so this was are these the people that paid to see it? They come in and they count rice.
Oh God.
Is that what's going on here? You
Uh,
pay to
Like
come in
they're
and
a
do,
part of it. Like you're.
Counting
I
rice
paid
allows you to do-
$25 and I get to count your rice kernels.
by separating rice and lentils. So there's lentils on there too.
I was wondering what the black spots were.
I just
That's all
thought
I
it
could
was like
find about
unshelled
this.
rice.
Counting the rice. This happened in 2014.
If I paid $25 to go in there, I'd be the kind of chaos that dumps more rice on the table.
it says
No,
20
I'd be the type
2015
of person
on
who just
Pull some out from
Nope.
my pocket and
Nope.
just.
a cup of hot water.
here. It looks like there's
Pocket lint.
yeah, there's
That'd
another
be
one on
hilarious
here.
though. Just start throwing pocket lint.
Just a cup of hot water and be like, now
presented.
try and count that shit.
Yeah, there's another counting the rice thing on here.
Yeah.
So more than one person pulled this shit.
Yeah. That's what I was reading.
So, if you went to a museum and then all of a sudden you get to one section and they give you a lab coat and a calculator and you're like, what the fuck are you doing? And you're like,
Run.
you have to go to the counting area now. And then you get
That's-
brought
I feel
over
like
this.
World War II warned
yeah,
me
that-
about this. I will
that's-
not go to the counting area.
That's some encampment shit right there.
You be prepared to count rice for the next 6 hours.
So that's the rice counting thing. Let's go to the next one. And this is the Communicator. So there's another sculpting piece.
So
Fucking quartz again. Where's
So I
this
went in-
bitch getting all these rocks from?
Wax with lapis lazuli.
Oh my
malachite,
God. Lapis lazuli?
Aragonite, crystal, quartz, obsidian, and glass.
I'm offended.
I went into this pretty open-minded. We're about a third of the way through it, and I hate her.
Well,
Just
I don't know what to say to that.
Dude, we haven't even gotten to the funny shit yet, though.
Yeah.
I know, like
Do you want to see a picture of her boobs?
Would that make it better for you?
boobs.
Lapis
I gotta say, she looks pretty good for a 70-year-old.
She does. She looks amazing for a 70-year-old.
because our rage feeds her youth.
She loves it.
Yeah, what was I saying earlier? She looks
she
like
never had
Angelica Houston from the...
The witches,
Yeah,
yeah.
the
You know what
Witches.
kept her young? Not having those 3 kids.
That's right.
Yeah.
It would ruin her. It would have ruined her
It
art.
would have ruined her art and youth.
Using
So-
a facial
and-
scrub with a lapis lazuli in it.
It would have ruined
Basically.
it would have ruined her art and her boobs and her hips and her butt.
So let's go to the next
her
one that's going to
quartz
really
budget.
piss Christina off. And then, yeah. So this is crystal back chair, back view.
There's a few of them. Or a
Yeah.
That
couple
one at
of
least makes sense for those people who are like, it's rock therapy, dude. Wait, was it
I did want
Reiki?
to kind of scratch my back on
Yeah, I was
it.
about to say that's a
Go
fucking
sit
back
on, Sit
scratcher.
on this, man, and you'll feel the earth come
That's
And
the
this is at
spine.
her own institute.
That's the best back scratcher I've probably ever seen.
That was
honestly,
probably the most expensive back scratcher.
yeah,
you've ever
this one I
seen.
don't
Yeah.
mind because this one is fucking useful. Other than putting a glass on a shelf.
Right.
Eat mushrooms and then sit on that and see what the universe has to tell
Your
you.
chakras
It looks
will
like
be
they're
so
wearing some kind of
aligned.
like isolation headphones. I want to know what's that extra thing here, that's going on,
What's pumping through
The
them?
crystals,
or if it's just supposed to be like a isolation
the
thing.
sensory deprivation.
Yeah.
So if I was the person in the back where there was just the one crystal, I would feel so gypped.
Like, what
What's the
fuck
most
is this
powerful one?
bullshit? I mean, you would think more crystals, more power, right?
Yeah.
But that one's on her crown, so if you believe in chakras, I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know
sharp.
what that means. Someone write in the comments,
Yeah, someone comment below and explain what a chakra is to us.
especially the crown one.
Says the person who's most angry about stones.
Right. So
I have
Oh
a
yeah,
nose ring,
my
so I
fucking
have to
Reiki
be-
joke and you cracking on chakras has got somebody real pissed off right about now.
Hashtag
man.
chakra.
So let's then go into the one that she kind of blew up the internet for. We're going to show a little video.
This video.
So
We're not going to
let's
play
give-
sound because of copyright.
So let's before we do this, let me give you some backstory on this. So Marina ends up doing this 700 hours of silence where anybody can go into the installation and then sit across from her, and then you sit with her for like 2 to 5 minutes, just staring at each other's eyes.
How much do I have to pay to look that bitch in the face?
So you're
You
gonna
get
want
2 minutes if you went to the show.
Yeah, but how much does that 2 minutes cost me?
About 3 quarts.
Yeah.
How do you think she pays for this shit?
Some amethyst, some quartz.
I mean, she probably was in her like mid 60s in 2010 when this happened. And look at these people.
Just lining up to sit at a fucking table with this broad.
Yeah. She's
Dan at the Shaman's Den, we used to go to parties where people would just be doing stupid shit, and he'd take videos of it and post it online and call it white people
Look at
doing
this guy.
shit.
Look at this guy. He's very suspect of what's going on.
Yeah.
This is just
I
a prime
paid for this.
example.
Yeah, Dan would just post things like people like weird rave dancing and just hashtag white people shit. White
Yeah.
people doing shit.
This is total white people shit right here.
This
It
is.
is.
This is what we do.
Stare.
How many courts do you think
She
are lining
blinked.
that giant red dress?
Look at this woman. She's like, what the fuck am I looking at?
She blinked.
Everyone's like, yes. And now here's,
Look at this fucking guy.
I love those. I need those glasses, dude.
you
That
know you're an
child
art
is
guy.
so
You walking in.
confused.
Oh, here's
That
Uli.
here it goes.
This is
I hope-
Uli.
I hope that
yeah.
child walked up and kicked
I don't think
her.
we talked about this guy yet,
So-
but we will after.
We will. So he walks up, a past flame, maybe one of the
So
guys that
much
got her
more than a
pregnant.
flame.
Her eyes are closed, right?
Yeah.
Her eyes are closed here, and you're gonna see some emotion. This is it right here.
Boom.
She's like, oh shit, I know who this is, and he's like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what has happened.
Are you sure it's sorry, not bitch?
Bitch.
Yes, you didn't think you'd see me here.
You're such a whore.
I want that hoodie back.
Where's my child?
And then, oh god, those eyes.
Why is she so
If you
shiny?
can hear the sound right now, there'll be some really cheesy ass
She
music playing.
exfoliates.
She exfoliates daily. That's right.
Yeah, she's got
No,
a
she
skin
looks-
She
routine.
scrubs her face with all the crystals that she gets in
Yeah.
payment
She looks
for
like
this.
she
She
scrubbed
does.
it with bacon.
And that's it. She can't talk to him. She'll ruin the art. Now, this might be suspect. Ruff brought this up earlier about that they planned this.
Well, yeah.
Of course.
This, of course, is planned. There's no way it's not.
An embrace. And he's like, yes, I'll take the embrace. There it is. Then the audience starts clapping and applauding.
He's
Super
talking,
happy.
though. They just talked.
Oh, he did. He did on silent when we have
He
watching
did,
on
but she
silence.
did.
I thought they weren't supposed to do that.
They're not supposed to.
Ruin the
He
whole
could probably do
performance.
whatever.
Start the
Ruffy's so, this is ruining the whole performance, guys.
start the 700 hours over again.
I came here to see silence, not secrets, whispers. There she is crying. She's like, "Okay, I gotta get myself back to where I need to be."
She's crying for the lost children.
I mean, this is performance art in a nutshell, right?
Right.
Just
This is it.
dumb shit like this.
Her entire life has led up to this point.
How much money did she make from this?
I have no
I don't know,
idea.
but
Enough
she's
to
got
buy more quartz.
almost 19 million YouTube views here.
How many of them have been from us?
At least
Probably
three
like
times.
Oh,
three.
yeah, 2 or
So
3
whatever
now.
her sponsored ads got her. Oh my god.
But yeah, there's that.
That's a thing.
I need to take a brief intermission before we finish this. I got to take a quick
All right, we'll
pee.
be right back.
And we're back.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts on that?
Trash.
Trash.
Yeah, it's garbage.
Okay, well, she's got a awesome. She's got a. I think
I
she
wish
had
you
like a
did more
documentary.
shit that were like fucking skulls, and, like scrubbing skulls, and just like sensory overload. Like I filled up
That
like
would've been-
7 screens with like me just pulling out guts of a deer.
Dude, don't give out too many ideas. Let's do this shit.
There's like that performance artist who braided her hair,
Yes.
and her hair was sticking out of like a box, and people would pull on her hair and see her reaction on the screen, not realizing it was actually her hair, to see how hard they pull on her hair, and that was the whole thing. That was the whole fucking thing.
Is this her?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
No, but what we can talk about is Ule and her tying their ponytails together.
Yeah, let's go back to that. There's
Oh,
an
or
image
the-
of that here
yeah.
on the Wikipedia page.
So
What was the one called? Like
It's-
a combination of energies.
Oh.
Works with Uli.
right there, 3 performances.
This was a dude she just sat down with in that video.
Yeah.
And cried with.
They're super young. I mean, she doesn't look much like
Terribly
that much
different,
Age.
yeah.
I know. She exfoliates.
She exfoliates with all those fucking crystals, aligning her skin chakras. I don't think that's a thing, but write to us to find out.
The midichlorian of my skin.
And this would just suck.
See, this is my favorite thing, though, is like they're talking about the performance art that these two did together. In Relation in Space, 1976, they ran into each other repeatedly for an hour, mixing male and female energy into the third component called That Self.
I think
I mean,
that's
that
called
one's-
porn.
Yeah.
That would sound awesome. Just scissors. Yeah.
All I can think of is sometimes this video pops up on Facebook and it's clearly some like Japanese game show where people are painted, like bald people painted their heads to look like fucking pool balls, and a guy does this with a stick and then they just run into each other until they're off screen.
I just picture them like sprinting into each other like crash
Yeah.
test dummies.
They would hurt their bodies
So
like
when
that.
me and Reggie get really drunk, we go out on the Ave
Yeah,
and do
same
stupid
kinda thing.
shit. You can get paid for that?
Apparently.
You just got to know how to do it with the right
Well,
crowd.
this
Have
next
to,
one sounds funny too.
so know how to
Relation
do
and
it.
Movement 1977 had the pair driving their car inside of a museum for 365 laps. A black liquid oozed from the car, forming a kind of sculpture, each lap representing a year.
Beautiful.
I mean, I would totally like to drive a car inside of a museum. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Just doing some fucking donuts.
Fuck yeah. All right, she's
The-
getting cooler.
Well, I mean, I'm
Not
still
really.
not, as much as I like agitating you guys with people like this, I still don't get it. It's not my thing.
I don't get performance art in general.
Interpretive dance. You know, we're doing First Friday again at the brewery, and it started next week. We'll
Is there
talk
going
about
to be
that.
a performance artist?
No, but we'll talk about that at the end. But I'm just saying, wouldn't it be sweet if we got someone in there to do performance? Reggie, Bam.
Wasn't Bob Allen Brooks kind of that though?
Yeah, but how about like performance
So-
or just
I'm
breathing?
gonna make
I have-
force fields.
Hold on. I
Reggie
have
could
yet-
just wear yoga pants and like a black turtleneck and do yoga poses all night.
A moo Wear a moo
Christina has the September show. Should
Dude, you guys can totally do performance art for that. And I'll just hang an empty frame on the wall and
just
that could be
a whole
my
bunch
art.
of empty frames and us doing performance art?
I did that
I'm
once
for it.
for an April Fool's joke at Jungle Science. And then I put out a cheese tray that just had grapevine left on it. So it looked like that they missed all the cheese.
We put out the cheese rind too.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah.
Maybe have a bottle of wine already drank. And
What?
we did.
This is
Yeah.
an installation. It is
Yeah.
not a cheese platter.
I watched all the BU kids get pissed off one by one because they thought they missed the cheese rush.
They would come. So each kid would come in and like quickly look at the art and work their way around the room clockwise, and then they get to the end where the table was, and they'd stop.
Like
Oh,
they had
shit,
to pretend
yeah.
to look at art.
Fuck.
For free cheese and
Yeah.
then got disappointment.
I got this cheese in
Yeah, that was April Fool's Day.
Yeah.
Bro, if there's gonna be cheese in there, you got to be quick. Look to the painting, go to the left.
No, go
Look
to the cheese
painting,
first and then
go
look at
to
the
left.
paintings.
Yeah.
Grab your hors d'oeuvres first.
Yeah, you always fucking eat first.
yeah.
But
guess
what about
that
the
was my
controversy
performance
surrounding this girl?
So there's a lot of controversies with money and her. That being the latest one was like $2 million that she raised $2 million for this new art installation, and then she hasn't returned the money.
That was part of the art.
That
the
was the piece.
performance
No,
portion?
that is.
what year is this? Do you know?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up.
She is so frustrated.
Oh, fuck, I might have.
I would party with her. Driving around a fucking go-kart around the museum and shit.
Well, while you're looking at that, this
Yeah.
is a more recent thing, 2019.
An app designed to fight climate change. What? That sentence making my fucking head hurt.
Go back up. Go back up. We need to read that. Hold on. The Rising app shows an avatar of Abramovic surrounded by melting ice caps inside a glass tank that slowly fills with water, and only we can save her by pledging to support the environment.
When really,
You
you're
know
probably just
what?
giving her money.
David Blaine will do that shit for free. He'll do that for a commercial.
Sounds like a better deal.
I'm totally cool with supporting the environment, but I'd probably be the guy that wouldn't pay this because I want to see what happens when the tank of water fills up.
Can't I just support the environment by
Is
pulling
it
out
like
the
a dunk
middleman and
tank?
just inserting
That's what I
quarters
meant.
directly into the ground?
I think a dunk tank would raise more money. I'd be into that. Just throw a fucking baseball at it.
I'd pay $5 to throw a baseball at her.
So, Marina's latest thing involves vanishing $2 million in donations and giving Jay-Z a PowerPoint presentation. So,
What?
Was she trying to swindle him into
Marina
investing or
has,
something?
Wait.
has released a statement.
Say this again. So I can fully.
Marina's latest feat involves vanishing $2 million in donations and giving Jay-Z a PowerPoint presentation.
I want to see that PowerPoint
So-
presentation, like
That's-
right now.
Probably
Yeah.
priceless.
It cost him $2 million.
So, released a statement claiming that 1.1 million of the 2.2 million raised for her institute came out of her own pocket, and all of the money from the Kickstarter went into paying the fee charged by Rem Koolhaas firm for schematic design. So she's claiming that it went for schematic designs, and that's why it's gone.
Where the fuck did
And
she get
that,
all this
folks,
money?
is how you launder money.
Where the fuck did she get all this money?
She just had an app
Donations.
where you could donate. That was the last headline we read before Monday.
Right, I'm saying, like, for any of this leading up to it, as she said, courts is expensive.
It is very expensive.
Well, I guess everyone's paying
expensive.
$25 at a time to see them count rice. So
I mean, I guess I just don't get performance art in general. It's like the theater thing kind of makes me wonder about it because there is a maybe
theater.
a little bit of a comparison between the two.
Right, because when we saw the video where she was
Acting,
silent
television,
and
music, theater.
where she stayed silent, and then people came in and watched her. There was a crowd of people.
But at least with like a theater show, there's like a story of some kind,
there's a purpose.
or like a dance performance or something. Like I get
Wrestling.
that. Yeah, whatever. Yeah,
song
fucking
and dance.
WWE
That's a good
is
performance
fucking
art. Fucking
theater.
love that.
That's
Right.
theater.
Well, technically, it would be theater. It's
Yeah.
very Shakespearean.
Yeah.
Wrestling.
Wrestling. It's just drama. So that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about with Maria. I mean, Marina. She's got way more shit, but I just wanted to see your take on performance.
I don't get it, and I probably never will, and I think it's some bullshit, and I don't know how these people make money doing this shit, but whatever.
They make an asinine amount of money.
I'm sure there's
Like,
a lot
that's-
of fucking people who think it's amazing.
Well, see, that's the people. I don't get those people. Like the guy with those glasses on that was like looking on from a distance. Like this guy was
needed
so
the opera glasses.
excited about her new work that he needed
He had
to get those
binoculars
glasses
on
on
his glasses.
to see her reaction to every one of these people. Like he is that. How wealthy do you think that guy was? How wealthy? Probably a couple million.
He
'cause
probably had more
wastes
money,
time.
way
more
more
money
than
than
that.
sense for sure.
He's like, I'm buying this DVD from this. I'm gonna be the only one with this DVD copy of her 700 hours.
way
So-
more money than just a couple million.
See, I feel like I would have been like the skeptical black dude on there that's just looking at her like,
What the fuck is
That
this
old
shit?
lady that's like, "What's this shit?" and leaves the room.
yeah.
Who the fuck is this bitch?
It's enough.
Yeah,
money.
I don't get it. There's like some videos about her on YouTube, like a Vice interview that she did that we were watching before this.
Yeah.
And like I lost interest after like 5 seconds here.
Because she seems like a very boring individual
Yeah.
when you're talking to her, but when she does this type of stuff, you're like, ooh, whoa. Let's go lay down in the field and look at the clouds.
I
And
want
then
to
have
see her
people
headbutt
videos.
her fucking boyfriend for like an hour.
That was the
Yeah.
only cool part.
I want to see that for sure.
I want to see two people run it head first at each other. That's awesome.
Just fucking go.
See, it
destruction
probably
derby in
sounds
our
way more
fucking
intense
museum.
than it actually was. They were probably just like,
That's probably all it was.
Just light humping. Just
Ugh,
just barely touching each other.
skin
Just-
and max.
How's that abstract art coming along, Ruff? That we challenged you to, that I challenged you to.
I don't know what you're talking about. This is supposed to be a secret.
Wait, is this really supposed to be
no. You
on the
Super
show?
secret probation.
There is not.
I'm not going to actually do that.
He
There
challenged
is
you to
no-
create. He challenged you to create a piece of abstract art.
All right, when I get done, I'll find a blank canvas that's sitting in the back, and I'll go pinch a loaf on it in the fucking
come
bathroom
on.
real quick.
Please don't do that.
It's going to smell. Man,
Hey, it's modern art, bro.
And Christina's gonna end up being the one to clean it up.
I don't wanna.
it stinks like shit in this back room. Well, Josh shit on a canvas and no one's dealing with it.
He sold it for $1 million, then he left.
He hung it on the wall for like 3 hours.
Dried shit on canvas.
Depends what you ate.
Lapis lazuli, so it comes out blue.
Oh yeah, I'll eat
God.
crystals beforehand for like a week, and then I'll just shit a rock onto a fucking.
Can any of
Yes.
us afford to eat a diet of just crystals? That shit's expensive.
Lapis lazuli. That's-
You would die so hard probably from eating that.
Oh yeah, it's way too many minerals in your diet.
I bet you could lick it once a day. Just like walk up
Probably.
to the rock and lick it. I caught my kid, well, back when my kid was like 2 or 3, he'd always lick the salt lamps in the house. Like, Harrison, stop it. What are you doing? He'd just be over there.
It's like a giant potato chip, Dad. You can't have just one.
Your kids' chakras are super large.
It's like, what are you doing, dude?
That
Abby
is
and I for a
fucking
while
amazing,
there.
dude.
Abby and I for a while there had to remove all the salt lamps, put them out of reach because he would
I
just
don't-
walk up and just.
They're really soft.
He's got a
Dude,
problem.
They're really salt.
I don't think I've ever met another human being that their child resembled them so much.
I mean, I
It's
probably
true.
would do it.
He's
I mean,
got
after I
all
caught
your
him doing it
quirks.
for like the
I
10th
feel
time, I was
like-
like, I'm gonna see what this shit's about.
That's why I said I don't
You
think
kind of have to, right? As a
Yeah.
parent, you got to check it out and be like, all right.
Don't do this.
I gotta see.
Then you lick it like a few more times. You're like, wow,
Abby, I
that's really
tried it and it's pretty good. So I think we shouldn't knock him anymore for licking the salt lamp.
just get a little cheese grater, grind a little off on your steak.
Yes, sitting there, just a little bit. We're gonna put
This
this,
is a little
in the
extra
soup.
It's
seasoning.
good for your chakras.
Yeah,
my God.
and that's maybe that's a performance piece. My kid would sell out the Broome County Arena.
You could probably
Show
pull
up.
that off.
Dude,
Set up
his
the-
roller
I mean-
skates. Just him and roller skates.
Him and
licking
roller
fucking-
skates, licking
Him.
salt
Salt
lamps.
lamps.
Salt lamp and have because he also has this newfound obsession.
He has to give his opinion of it though. After.
Yeah, oh, he will. He has a newfound profession for licking like citrus fruits, like lemons and limes, and he's like, do it, and he's like, oh, it's gross, and he's like, he likes the reaction that you give him, so he's like, okay, cool.
So
my
he-
kid's gonna be a fucking
Hold on.
performance artist.
Hold on. So he does things to then get people's attention
Yeah.
and people's likes.
Hey,
and-
that's performance art in general.
That
or
is-
Zach's life.
or my life.
Yeah.
That's my life. How extreme can we make this? Until I realized I've made some pretty bad decisions.
How many salt lamps have you licked?
He has a salt lamp
3.
addiction. This is how he's telling
You've
us.
licked all 3.
I had to lick all 3, see what each one
I was
tastes
supposed
like.
to say to see if each one had a different flavor
Yeah.
profile.
They do not. They all taste like
After you
Himalayan
commit,
salt.
You got to go all the way. I would probably
Did it actually taste salty?
Yeah, it tastes like it's Himalayan salt. They just carve out the inside and you put a lamp on the inside.
But I didn't know if they ended up like clear coating it with some like polyurethane shit that you're licking.
No.
We'll find out later in life when he gets cancer from it.
72. Why did you let me do this, Dad?
Why'd you let me lick the salt lamps?
When he is 72, he's going to ask
Chrissy-
you that.
Why did you let me do this? I'm
So-
like, I don't know.
Like, I'm
So
dead,
you're
dude.
you at like
Who's your mother?
99 years old. He's going to
Sure.
ask that.
I might be dead.
He's gonna be at your grave, being
He's
like,
gonna stand
"Why,
on your
Dad,
grave."
why?"
Are you gonna have a Himalayan salt headstone?
Himalayan salt stone.
As he's leaving, he can't
Might as well
resist.
do it one more time, man.
And as he's leaving, he's like, Dad, I can't believe you did that. Just a little lick. Just he has to.
Son of a bitch.
Oh,
Son
it's
of
so
a-
good.
You did it again.
With a quote from your favorite artist, Marina. As kids were a disaster to my career.
Oh, that's great.
I
Well,
love-
at least this is good for a laugh.
Yeah, and if you want to see her boobs, there's other videos.
They
we just
are.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
go
we just
look
never-
on YouTube and
we
look
just
up
can't
videos.
put them up. Yeah.
Yep.
So, drink, party, or stay the fuck away from.
Just stay the fuck away
I
from
think stay the
Yeah,
fuck
she's
away.
way too weird, man.
Not only that, I feel
But
like
she's very boring.
I feel
Yeah.
like she also
not a good weird.
Right. I feel like she'd also be the very quiet, judgmental girl at the side of the party who's just sitting there like, just angry with arms crossed. Karen.
Have these guys even heard of Bikini Kill? God.
Yeah. That sort of bullshit. And then you're standing there smoking a joint or drinking a beer, and she's just like,
I mean, if you watch the interview with her, the Vice one, she seems like she's, definitely had her share of parties.
okay.
Oh yeah,
I would totally party with
but
it.
we can all agree she looks great for her age.
She does.
She looks phenomenal.
I feel like she.
That's what
partied,
happens
but
when
that-
you rub crystals on your face all day.
True, but that old lady that was like, "This is bullshit." She's probably like, "You know what? This is bullshit. I used to do blow in front of name a list of artists naked. This is shit."
I used to do blow off Andy Warhol's ass.
Yeah, that was probably
in
what
the
that
crack.
lady did.
What?
She was like,
Nothing.
"Fuck
Out of the
this."
crack?
Out of the crack.
Out of the crack. Crack out of the crack. That's performance art.
Well,
No, that was '80s New York City. If we're gonna be honest.
Good point.
I got to meet Joe Holland. He's dropping off shirts.
Okay, cool. Well, we'll wrap this
Hi,
up.
Joe.
Thanks for joining us again, Zach. It was a
Hey,
good time.
it's always a pleasure.
But we'll
I'm
see
happy
you.
that we got to do this.
We'll see you next time.
All right.
Deuces.
All right.
Damaged by you. Damaged by me. I'm confused. Don't wanna be confused.
Later.
I'm already pretty.
About
He's been over here vaping.
7 or 8 champagne glasses, bro.